What's up guys, it's Jordan. Today I want to talk about Tabata training. If you've watched any of my videos, you know I love a good 4-minute rep scheme, and Tabata training is specifically high intensity interval training done within a 4-minute block. Back in the 90s, there was a Japanese researcher named Dr. Izumi Tabata. He wanted to find out whether or not you could get the same or better result from short bursts of all-out effort that you would get from long periods of steady-state cardio. He took one group and had them do cycling at a moderate effort of about 4 to 6 RPE, or rate of perceived exertion, for 60 minutes, just steady-state cycling. Then he had the other group follow a 20-second on, 10-second off interval training for 4 straight minutes, so 8 rounds of 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Those 20 seconds, though, had to be an all-out effort, like literally leave nothing on the table. And then for 10 seconds, dead stop. So you're burning through your oxygen, you're burning through your ATP for 20 seconds, and then you get a 10-second partial recovery before hitting it all over again. What he discovered was, after a few weeks, the group with the short interval training, just 4 minutes of exercise, showed as much or better improvement than the 60-minute steady state cardio group in terms of aerobic and anaerobic output. Their capacity was greater. They were able to perform better doing just 4 minutes versus 60 minutes of moderate effort. Now, don't get me wrong, I love a good run. I love going out for an hour or more, just walking, running. It clears my head. It gives me time to think. There's a place for that. But when you're training, it's like Jason Statham says, it's taking a stick of dynamite and hitting it with a hammer, getting in, getting out, calling it a day. We've got other things to do, right? So in the Steel Rings programming, I include a Tabata rep scheme. You can either incorporate this on alternating days, or you can tack it on to your existing strength training. Either way, it's going to give you massive improvements in a very short amount of time. So the way I do it, and I'll throw it on the screen here so you can follow along, we're going to do about 5 minutes at a moderate pace. This is our warm-up. Now, traditional Tabata is 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off. However, I know you guys like options. I like them too. So I've actually included 3 different interval schemes so that you have choices. Starting off, we have what I'm calling a burst. This is the traditional Tabata. So how this looks in practical application, let's say you're sprinting, for example. 20-second all-out sprint, 10 seconds dead stop. Just stand, try to catch your breath before picking back up, 20 seconds all-out effort. We repeat this 8 times. That's our 4-minute block. We recover for a minute, and then we're going to repeat this 4 times. This gives us a grand total of 20 minutes of Tabata exercise. You may not need this much. Maybe you just need to do it once or twice through, but what you'll find over time is you'll develop your cardiovascular system and you'll be able to push through and do multiple rounds of this. So starting out, if you just want to go through one time and call it a day, that's fine. But what I find for myself is doing this 4 times through gives me the maximum result. Let's just say I'm gassed at the end of it. So once you finish your intense training, you close out the session with 5 minutes of recovery. This is going to be at a relatively easy 3 to 4 RPE. So let's talk about RPE for a moment. RPE is rate of perceived exertion. This is going to be different for you than it is for me and for the person next to you. So if you're in a gym and you're on a treadmill and you're giving a 9 to 10 all-out effort, everything you got, your arms and legs are pumping, your heart is beating out of your chest, and you're going as fast as you can, but you look to the treadmill next to you and that person's going faster than you, don't worry about it. That's their level. This is yours. Your rate of perceived exertion. A moderate level is going to be about a 5, right? So somewhere between 4 and 6. In time, you'll start to recognize what your levels are. But the most important thing is not to compare yourself to anyone else. This is your rate of perceived exertion. Okay, now that that's clear, let's move on to the second scheme. So I have another one called 30, 20, 10. The first 30 seconds, you're going at that moderate effort, about a 5 to 6. Then you pick up speed. You do 20 seconds at a 7 to 8. At this point, you could still talk if you needed to, but you're really focusing. The final 10 seconds is the all-out push. I mean, we're talking balls to the wall, 9 to 10. There's nothing left. At the end of 10 seconds, pull it back to that moderate effort. 30 seconds, ramp it up for 20 seconds, ramp it all the way up for the final 10 seconds, and repeat. We repeat this 5 times, recover for 2 minutes, and then we repeat that 1 more time. This rep scheme is 12 minutes of total work. The third rep scheme is one I call athlete. This one engages your brain almost as much as it engages your body, because you have to kind of keep track of not only your speed, but your timing. Everything matters on this one. So our first 4-minute block is going to be 30 seconds of high effort, so 7 to 8. You can talk, you're not completely winded, it's not your full effort, but it's very high. You're pushing, you're running. Then you pull back for 30 seconds at that moderate effort. So 30 seconds high, 30 seconds pull back. Repeat this 4 times. Then we do an active recovery for a minute, so about 3 to 4 on your RPE scale. Now we're going to do another 4-minute block, but this time we're extending the length of time we spend in that high state of effort. So before we did 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Now we're going to do 1 minute of that high effort and then 30 seconds of the moderate effort. So you see, we're just increasing the time that we spend putting out that high effort. This is helping to build our endurance. We repeat that 4 times, then we pull back for 1 minute of easy effort to recover. Now our final block, we're cranking up the effort level to our all-out 9 to 10 max effort output for 45 seconds. If you think back to the other rep schemes, the most time we spent giving that maximum effort was 10 seconds. But now we're going to spend 45 seconds in that max effort output. This is hard. This is very difficult. Staying at the highest speed that you can muster for 45 seconds is going to burn you out. Then we pull it almost to a stop for 15 seconds. If you're sprinting, for example, you'll pull it back and either walk or very lightly jog for these 15 seconds. But this is just 3 rounds. 45 seconds max effort, 15-second pullback. This rep scheme takes about 15 minutes. It's different from the other schemes as we're building up our endurance as an athlete. If you're racing, there are going to be moments where you're going to need to give that extra effort even when you're completely spent. So this rep scheme can help you muster up that extra energy even when you don't feel like you have it. This is one of my favorites. It doesn't matter which one you pick. They're all going to push you to your limits. What I recommend is that you try each one, see which one works best for you, or if you simply want to, just alternate from one to the next between sessions. My favorite thing about Tabata training is that you can apply it to any exercise. Sprinting, rowing, the ski erg, elliptical, you can train indoors, outdoors. It could be as simple as just marking out a line on the street in front of your house and just sprinting back and forth. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't even need a gym for this. You just need somewhere to do a full body, all-out exercise. If you want to use an exercise that isn't so much cardio like running, I'd steer clear of concentration exercises like push-ups or curls. Doing a Tabata series of that kind of defeats the purpose. We want to use our entire body. So if you just want to do a single exercise, go with something like a burpee or kettlebell swing, jump squats, something that takes your entire body and cranks your heart rate up. If it's a concentration curl, for example, it's just going to work on the muscle. It's not going to get your heart rate where it needs to be. We're trying to build both aerobic and anaerobic endurance and capacity with this type of training. So don't give all the effort to one single muscle. You want to give it to your entire body. Now, I don't want you to take my word for any of this. You can go to steelrings.store and download any of my 4-week programs for as little as $0. All of them include this Tabata page, as well as specialized training using whatever type of equipment you have available. Sandbags, TRX suspension trainers, body weight alone, isometrics, whatever you use, I've got something that can adapt to that. Once you've run through your program, drop a comment below and let me know which one was your favorite and which one gave you the results you were looking for. My name is Jordan. I've been training for over 20 years. I've run Spartan races for the last 10, and what I've learned is that there's no one single way to train. The most important thing is not the exercise itself, it's using our bodies. It's movement, it's breathing, it's fueling properly, it's keeping our bodies healthy so that we can enjoy getting outside in this beautiful world for the rest of our lives. So if that sounds like something that you can get on board with, please like this video, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and I'll see you on the next one.